Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today, another book tag. I saw Roger do this the other day, and I definitely had to do it. If you haven't seen his video, go check it out. It's amazing, and his thumbnail is like the best. But this is the Unpopular Opinions 2.0, and it was created by Elliot Brooks, and I will leave hers down below as well as Roger's for you. But I thought these were some really fun questions, and I can't wait to get into some of my spicy takes on them. All right, let's jump right in. The first one is a genre great that you just don't get the hype for. God, there's a few. Dune. I DNF'd Dune. I didn't like it. But I feel like that's getting less and less unpopular. I didn't like Faithful and the Fallen, which is wild because I love Shadow of the Gods. But I read the first book, I almost DNF'd it, and then I came back to it later, and I still was like, why did I finish this? I love Shadow of the Gods, though, but I couldn't get into Malice. Number 2 is an adaptation you wish was never made. I don't hate adaptations. I typically like them, even if they're not exactly like it. I'm not like an adaptation purist by any means. Sometimes they're just fun. But the one that like really jumps out to me is like Avatar: The Last Airbender live action. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. Like anytime there's announced that there's gonna be like a live action adaptation of like an anime, I'm just like, no. Because I'm pretty sure I heard that there's gonna be like a live action adaptation of My Hero Academia, and I'm like, please don't do it. I don't want to see it. Like, they're all bad. So just leave them animated. Okay? This is funny. A book or series where you kind of have to fight back your inner snob because you kind of think people just don't get it. Oh, God. I can't think of any, like, where I'm like, you didn't like this book, you just don't get it. That I'm like that with, because, like, we all have different tastes. I'm going to actually amplify Roger's answer here and agree with him wholeheartedly. It's when people trash YA just as a whole. Because I know one of Roger's things is when you're like, this book was just too YA for me. Like, but what do you mean? And I get that. I feel that with him. Like, what do you mean it's too YA? The tropes, the ages, the what? And like, YA, when people say that like YA and like use it as a genre when really it's an age range, and a very large age range, like 13 to 18 or something stupid like that, like, it's wild. But yeah, there is YA in multiple different genres, so I hate that. Like, I have to like rein in my schnob when people do the like, when they call YA a genre, when they're like, I don't read YA books, and then they like hold up a book that's fantasy and they're like, I like this book, and you're like, but it's a YA fantasy. I'm so fucking confused. So there's my snobbery. Maybe Middle Game. If we have to name one book, I'm gonna name Middle Game because I loved it so much. But like, I know that not everyone's gonna love it. Ooh, the next one is a book or series you're tired of everyone hating on. I don't know what books everyone hates on though. Like, even some of them I don't like. I think it's kind of stupid, but it's like, I don't like hate on them. Like ACOTAR, like I wasn't a huge fan, but like that book recently, that series has gotten a lot of, I think people that read it just to hate read it and talk trash about it because it's popular to talk trash about it. Like, I didn't even like it that much. And I was like, it was okay. It was like a 3-star read, like whatever. But I feel like there are some books that people are just like reading because they know they're gonna hate it, just in general. And I'm like, why read it when you know you're gonna hate it? Unless you're like Alan and like you had to read it for a bit. I don't get it. Don't pick up stuff that you know you're not gonna like. Ooh, a book or series that everybody says is really powerful, but you didn't connect with. I don't know. I did DNF Cemetery Boys, and I know everyone loves it, and I can see why. So it's not like I don't get the hype for this one. I just wasn't into it. And I think I'm also like the wrong age demographic for it. I ended up like giving it to like my niece and nephew, like, because I was like, this isn't for me. So maybe that one, because I can see why it's hyped, but it just wasn't for me. A character that you don't get the hype for. A character? Oh, I don't know. Because normally, like, I really like a lot of that, like, hyped characters. Oh, Adolin. Adolin. I don't get it. I mean, after Rhythm of War, I didn't hate him as furiously, but, like, I don't like Adolin. He's annoying. Like, I get it. He's like a little golden retriever, but he's like the obnoxious golden retriever that's gonna, like, piss in your foyer and every time he gets excited. Like, not a fan. A book or series that everybody wants an adaptation for, but you don't. Okay, hear me out. Anything in the Cosmere. And it's not that I don't want an adaptation, it's that I don't think that it'll be done well unless it's animated. And I feel like they won't do it animated because they think it's too young. Like, I feel like that's like a thing that people like assume that just because something is animated that it's a kid's show, and that is definitely not always true. So I really just don't think that with where we're at technologically, we can do justice to like Mistborn or Stormlight Archive unless it's animated. A book or series that you think people have a bias towards and don't really love or hate as much as they say. I mean, I don't think that it's as common in books that people say that they love, right? Because I think that, like, what people love, they love. Like, they're not like, oh my god, I love this book so much, but really they're like, it's just okay. But when I feel like some people do jump on, like, the hate bandwagon, and a lot of this goes back to, like, one of the other questions where people are, like, reading things they hate just to hate on them. And then a lot of people want to trash, like, the older YA. So, like, Twilight and Shatter Me and, like, those series. Like, even the Mortal Instruments. I wasn't a fan. But, like, people want to go back and trash on them. And I feel like they say they hate them more than they really do. Like, they might just be, like, meh about them. But, like, say that they hate them more than they do because it's popular to hate them. I don't know. Like, I didn't love the Mortal Instruments, but I didn't hate them. Like, I didn't love Akatar, but I didn't hate it. And I'm not going to say that I did just because it's popular to hate it. I did hate the Coral Prince, though. But yeah, I think a lot of those, like, older YA books, they're really popular to hate on right now. And I think that's, like, a big trend. So it's kind of annoying. All right. Well, this was my Unpopular Opinions 2.0 tag, and I had a lot of fun doing it and sharing some of my spicy takes. All right, well, if you do this, definitely share your video with me. I would love to watch it. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I can't wait to see your unpopular opinions, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.